Hi guys, so little stretching video for you. This video is made to combat any injury, sort of injury rehabilitation, reduce the risk of injuries later on, increase flexibility, and reduce tension in the body. That's us. Cool. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little hamstring stretch. You can do this anywhere you like. In the kitchen, anywhere where there's a floor and a wall, in the sitting room, watching telly if you want, and you can hold this one for a while. You try and get your bum as close to the wall as you can with your legs out straight. Make sure that your knees are flat and right down onto the ground. Good. Now you may feel this in your calves a little bit, in your hamstrings, which is below the knee and above the knee, and you're going to almost want your feet to point in the way. I'm going to say try and resist that and try and get your feet flat as if you were standing up, okay? And then just sit like so. You could do this on your phone, you could do it on the laptop, and it's really good for just lengthening the hamstrings, okay? Which relieves tension on the knees, the hips, the glutes as well, okay? Good. So that's the first one. Second one is, if I check my notes, we have the groin. So you're going to just come away from the wall slightly, and you're going to bring your soles of your feet together. Now, if your knees are way up here, that's a sign that your groin's quite tight. So try and bring your feet nice and close to your bum. Keep the chest up. Try and resist to let your chin come into your chest. Lean forward. Hold onto your feet with your hands, and with your elbows, just push your knees down towards the ground, and you're going to feel it all the way in here. Okay, on the inside of your leg, between your hip and your knee. Good, and just over we go. Now remember, about 30 seconds is ideal for this. You can do these stretches after you do exercise as well, which reduces how sore you're going to be within the next sort of 12 to 72 hours as well. Good, and then relax there. Good. So next one is, I think it's called a lion pigeon. Funny names, I know. We're going to go into almost kind of like a plank position here, or a box position. You're going to straighten that left leg out, and you're going to bring that right knee up and bring that foot the other side or above your knee. Now, all you're going to do is you're going to put your body weight down onto that hip. I'll show you the other side in a wee second. And I usually like to go down onto my elbows from here. And all I'm going to do is kind of lean forward. This one's probably going to feel really good, to be honest. It's going to relieve a lot of tension from your glutes, which is your bum, and your hip. You might feel it a little bit in your groin, maybe even your hamstring. Everybody's going to be different as to how this feels, because we're all different and have sort of tightness in different areas. We also have slightly less dominant sides than others, and everybody has sort of different ways of it. So you do you, right? We're going to switch over to the other side, so you might see it a little bit better. I'll turn to the side slightly. So that back knee back a bit, bring that front knee up, and that foot comes across, and then we're down into that position there. Now, you're going to see that it's stretching the glutes or your bum. Good. You may feel it in your hamstring under here. You may feel it in your groin. And now all we're going to do is we're going to mess around with that a little bit. So bring the hips slightly closer to the floor, and you're going to be able to tell where and when this is getting the best stretch for you. Now, it might be really uncomfortable, but I always find that this one, with me and most of the clients and things, is one of the ones that feels the best. Okay, it relieves a lot of tension in the glutes as well. Good. And then relax there. Perfect. Good. Next one is a calf stretch. So this one can be quite tough on the upper body as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our one foot out. I'll just do it off the mat so you can see, right? It doesn't really matter if you do it on or off the mat, but you're going to put that left leg out nice and straight. Then you're going to put the other foot just on top, and you're just going to rest it there. Now, my leg's nice and straight. I'm not going to bend my knee just yet. Keep the leg straight. Try not to have the hips too high. Have the hips low. Now, you're just going to try and get that heel down close to the ground. Now, your knee might want to bend. You're going to try and resist it and try and keep it nice and straight. And you're going to feel it in the back of the calf, just all the way up here. You can even turn it slightly. So you change the angle slightly as well, and you'll feel it a little bit more and a little bit less. A lot of calves are really tight because they rarely get stretched. And whenever you're walking, especially if you've got like a step target like in the program, it can make a huge difference to stretch them off. And then bend that knee in. Good. So you bring it down. Oh, I can feel that. And that gets a little muscle on the inside called the soleus. Good. Can also feel it a little bit more at my Achilles, and then relax there. We're going to do the same with the other side. I'll do it on the mat with this one, just to show you it doesn't really matter. Keep that leg nice and straight. The other foot goes on top, and then we're going to sink that heel down. Good. Now I've got a lot of tension in my calves, so I do a lot of step classes. I try and hit 10,000 steps every day as well, so therefore this is relieving a lot of that tension. Arms are starting to get quite tired now, so if you need a wee rest, take a wee rest. But try and hold it for about 30 seconds again, if you can. Good, good. And recover it there. Perfect. Good. The next one is the hip flexor. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to go up onto knees, bring one foot forward. So you've got a right angle here and a right angle with the other one. All right. Foot flat on the ground. Keep the chest up. Try and stay centered. And you're going to lean forward with the hips, and upper body's going to come back slightly so that you feel it all the way down here. This is your hip flexor here. This is your quad. So it's really good for relief and tension in the pelvic area as well. Good, good. Once again, if you're sitting down a lot all day, you're sitting in this position, so it's great to give that a wee stretch out. Good, good. Keep it going. Good. Remember, 30 seconds on it, then switch to the other leg. Good, good. One, I'm not necessarily counting up to 30 seconds, but you can pause the video, you can go back to the start, you can go through it a couple of times. The reason I say 30 seconds is because we're relieving that amount of tension. If we're sitting down for hours usually. Whether you drive as a job, you work from home, this is a great way just to relieve that tension. But it also reduces the risk of injury from being sitting in the same position or a sedentary position for long periods of time. Good, good. Push the hips forward, lean back a little bit, and then relax there again. Good, good. The next one for a quad, okay? So this is your quadriceps here. There's technically 4 muscles going down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to move back a little bit. This can be a little tough for flexibility to get into the position. So just bear with it. Don't feel bad if you are struggling. The more you stretch, the easier it will be. So I place my knee on the ground and I'm trying to get my foot up the wall like so. Okay, doke. Then use my hands to help me out. I'm going to try and place this foot flat here. Okay, now that can be quite tough. You may find you're struggling to get into that position, but once you do, what you're going to do is you're going to try and sit up and push that forward. Now, as soon as you do that and you sink your bum into your heel, you're going to feel that a little bit lower than the last one, so not so much the hip flexor, although it still does get a little bit, but you're going to feel it in the quad, okay, or your quadricep, which is here. And if I just almost tilt my hips slightly, good, good, you can feel it a little, you'll feel where you've like the stretch, you'll feel it more in certain places than others. Oh, I'm getting a bit of cramp in my foot, so I'm going to stop. Good, good. Oh, foot's not really in that position a lot, so we're going to do the other foot as well. Try and get the 30 seconds if you can. Good, good. We do the other leg, bring the foot forward, and then forward again. Once again, you also might find that one leg is much, oh, there we go. One leg is much, tighter than the other, so this one for me is a lot tighter. I'm usually right foot dominant, so therefore gets used a little bit more. I feel it a lot more tighter in that one there. Good, good. And push that hip forward, sink your bum into your heel, but try not to lean too far forward. Lean back slightly with that one. And then bring it back. Good, good. Okay, so we've got child pose this time. So you're going to have your hands underneath your shoulders to begin with and your knees underneath your hips. I'm going to go slightly. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our knees a little bit further out, okay? Now, if we have our feet pointed, that's usually quite easy. If you find that's quite tight, okay, then just stick with that just now. Now, you can notice I can sit back, no problem. If you bring our feet out the way in line with our knees, it gets a lot harder to sort of sit down, and I'm going to come down to my elbows and just sink down. Now, I'm feeling it in my hips, I'm feeling it a little bit in my groin, I'm feeling it a little bit in my hamstring. Good, good. A little bit in my glutes and even a little bit in my lower back as well. It's great for relieving a lot of that tension. There's so much tension that builds up in our hip, pelvic area. So this is a really great way to release that tension. If you find that that's there, bring your feet out a little bit more. I'm going to go, so I'm on the mat. Feet out a little bit more. Bring the knees out a little bit and get an even better stretch down there. I've got a wee crack in my back there as well, which is quite nice. Good, good. If it's painful in a way that's not like a stretching, don't carry on, just stop, okay? We don't want it to be painful to the point where it's like an injury, but you'll know the difference between a stretch and something sore, okay? And then bring it back up, nice and slowly, no sudden movements on that one because it is the hips, then you bring the knees in and recover. Okay, next one is the Cobra, okay? So, this one's for the abs. We're going to lie flat down on our front, okay? Hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to try and keep your hips on the floor, okay? I want you to keep that in mind. You're going to head up towards the roof. You're going to push up slowly. Good, head up. Try not, if you're coming off to here, you've come off too far, okay? You want the hips down the whole time and you're trying to push up. Now, we're going to take a deep breath and we're almost going to push our abs forward that way. So we go deep breath in and we feel a good stretch all the way down our abs. Good, good. Our abdominals, and then exhale. Take another deep breath in. Hold it. And then exhale slowly. And then back down. Good, good. So that's our abs as well. Last one. It's going to be for our back, okay? Hands underneath our shoulder. Well, second last one, really. Hands underneath our shoulder, okay? Knees underneath our hips. You're going to bring your head down and raise your spine as high as you can while keeping your palms flat on the ground and your arms straight. You're trying to space your shoulder blades as far apart as possible while trying to get your spine as tall as you can. You're really trying to stretch off the whole of the upper back. And you can lean forward a little bit as well, and you'll notice that that changes slightly. Stretching off your lats, which is your latissimus dorsi, which are the two big muscles on your back. Good, good. And then down we go. And last but not least, okay, you're going to put your hands a foot further forward. You're not going to let your bum touch your heels, and you're going to sink down to this position. Now, this is an upper back stretch, which you're going to feel it in your shoulders, you're going to feel it a little bit in your chest, and it's really great. If you've been sitting down for long periods of time, then this will do wonders because it opens that chest up as well. Once that's there, we're going to come all the way back to center after about 30 seconds. Good, good. Once again, if you think that you're sitting down all the time, or you're driving all the time, or you're on your phone all the time, or you're on a laptop all the time, the shoulders are coming in the way, okay? So therefore, think of that good posture, shoulders back, head up. Good. Hope you enjoyed that. More than that, I hope it was useful. There will be more of these coming along. So, yep. See you in the next video, guys. Cheers.